Hello and welcome to another day in Jeff's bonnet. Today I'm going to look at a crankcase breather. Last time when I was looking at the injector, I decided the main problem in terms of oil and sluggish running was down to this pipe here, taking oil from the crankcase into the filter. As you can see, I've been using a bit of cloth to try and stop all the oil going in, but that really is soaking through at a rate. So basically, we're going to see what we can do with that. I finally decided to join Club Peugeot. Sent them a quick email through to see if these were standard problems, and the answer is no, they're not. They're just general problems with old cars. So what I'm going to do is not look at the valve guides, which is a suggestion that maybe that's why the oil pressure is kind of coming back through that way. I'm going to put one of these little things on, a crankcase breather, take the pipe out, block it off at the other end. So this will sit here where this pipe comes off. I'll need to then block that end into the intake there. However, I do not want a bright chrome thing on. It's cheap. It's basically the only one I could find that was large enough. Most of them are like 12-13mm, which is way too small for that. So first thing I'm going to do is give it a scuff up with some wet and dry paper, and then spray it black, just so it's a lot less bling than it is now. Yep, for the 100th time we're getting the top of the airbox off there. It's the only way to get that pipe out cleanly. You pulled it off, you can see how much oil is building up in there, and there's already oil forming, which is going to be hard to spot, to be honest with you. But there is already oil back in there. So it's got to be separated. If I keep trying to change it with a bit of cloth or whatever, it's just going to come back constantly. So I have a couple of items. I'm going to see what I can find to fit. This might look like a slight bodge, but we're going to see if we can find something that I can modify to fit over there. Obviously the breather filter is going on this one because this is what's shoving all the oil out. Whilst I'm doing some painting, I might as well have a look at the wiper arms. As you can see, they've seen better days. Just sand them back a bit. Make sure you use something like wire wool that's really going to even it out, so you've got no hard edges, scratches that the sanding can create. We're simply just lifting up this flap here and undoing that bolt, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to take off the rubbers as well, just so we've got a bit more clearance. It'll be easier to get to that rough spot and that sort of thing. A couple of quick tips. Since Jeff is not super clean, you can sort of see exactly the lines where the wipers were, so when I put it back on the splines, I can just line it with that mark. I'll put the wipers on either side. I don't know if they are the same length or not, but I think they're all identical, but it helps with the cars anyway, and these are identical. So this is what I've ended up with. This is stuck on with boss stick basically. We'll see how that does. It might be that it's either, I don't know, too high temperature for it, too oily, whatever. This is still drying, the paint at the bottom, but there it is. And there we go. So there's the two wiper blades back on. I'm not saying they're 100% perfect, but they're pretty good, to be honest. I'm happy enough with that. They're protected, they're not going to keep rusting or corroding. There we go. So that's enough for today, I think. We'll see how the filter does, the cap as well, if that's going to stick properly. I didn't want to use anything stronger in case I had to take it off for any reason, but to be honest, I might well have to find something stronger if there's too much oil to make the stuff set, but we'll find that later, and I will update, of course.